Hey guys, it's your favorite legend, Nothing Important here, and today we are making a debunk video on Ghost Edit's video, debunking Bayverse Prime. So, this video is going to be pretty simple, it's going to be unstructured. I'm going to take the biggest arguments he made in his video, discuss why I think they're wrong, and that's it. No harassment, no hate, tell him I debunked the video, cool, just don't be saying stuff about someone you wouldn't say in real life. Like, share, and subscribe if you want to see his video. I'll link it in the description, and let's continue with the discussion. Let's talk about the first issue I have with him, which is he assumes attack potency and destructive capacity to be the same. What do I mean? He's using a combination of arguments to somehow fragment the canon of Bayverse to only the movies. Basically, he's asking the question, why isn't the universe being ended with every other punch being thrown by the Fallen or the other characters in his tier? And he's also bringing up Devastator's guidebook page. Now, there's actually 3 points here I want to hit, so I'll hit them in the order that's best. First, attack potency and destructive capacity itself. Let's say you take the frame of the Statue of Liberty, and then you take a sniper rifle and some dynamite. The dynamite explodes on the frame, and all it does is warp it a little bit. But then when you fire the sniper shot at the Statue of Liberty, it's able to make a hole in the frame and go through it completely. Why is that? This is because inherently destructive capacity and attack potency are two different conversations. Destructive capacity is generally related to explosives, rockets, grenades, you name it. What can be destroyed at one time? When something blows up, it causes a lot of damage at once, but it's not in any specifically focused direction. It just, here's a center point or a crater, and then here's the damage that's happened around it. It's not at all focused in any way. Whereas, say, a sniper rifle bullet, it's specifically designed with little surface area to have as much punching power as possible. So the sniper rifle will be able to go through the frame of the Statue of Liberty because it not only has the speed but also the piercing power of its design. So destructive capacity and attack potency, while in theory can be the same, attack potency is a lot more focus of that force into one area like a fist. The next issue I have with Ghost is that he constantly cherry picks Bayverse's lore. For example, he said the Fallen didn't surpass the Allspark when the Fallen himself actually said that he surpassed it, and he also made another knowledge claim about the Allspark making the universe. So obviously the Fallen knows what he's talking about, so that's clearly incorrect. Second, let's talk about the Star Harvester, because Ghost, I don't think you know how it works at all, frankly. Any star and any planet has something called a GBE, or a gravitational binding energy. In order to manipulate that celestial body, whether you're destroying it or you're moving it with any amount of force, you have to overpower the gravitational binding energy of a planet or a star. The Star Harvester was charging up to fire a beam strong enough that would have outright overpowered the star and caused it to explode. That, by definition, would be surpassing the GBE of a star. The Star Harvester itself, though, had to charge up to fire the blast. The Star Harvester wasn't at full power when Optimus shot it, which was the whole point of him destroying it before it could do anything. That means the explosion of the Star Harvester would not work as an anti-feat inherently, when the only way it would work as an anti-feat was if it was at full power and firing, and the blast only caused the star to maybe be pushed in another solar system. That, by definition, would be an anti-feat, not what you argued, Ghost. The next issue I have is with Quintessa moving Cybertron to Earth and him saying it's not planetary. So, first off, that was done with Quintessa's own energy, and she then uses that same energy to attack Optimus in the form of lightning. Optimus is clearly scaling to the output of her magic if he is able to tank it, and we have a demonstration of Quintessa's power being able to move the entirety of Cybertron, even if it's in pieces, to Earth. Therefore, Quintessa would be planetary inherently due to those demonstrations. The next issue I want to tackle is street-level Cybertronians because the disinformation is crazy here. So, first off, humans had a span of 110 years to reverse engineer technology from Megatron. Even after taking out the development of the Hoover Dam and other things, that still leaves you with over 50 to 60 years to reverse technology in the modern day so that everything you'd see in the modern day would have a semblance of Cybertronian origin. That'd be the main reason to start with. Something that doesn't contribute as much is that by the second movie, humans are being trained in how to harm Cybertronians in combat. They're being trained by Cybertronians, and they're training with Cybertronians. So of course, human to Cybertronian cohesion in combat would be higher, naturally causing more damage to Decepticons. By the third movie, Wheeljack comes to Earth and finally upgrades human technology, makes boomsticks, and then comes up with mech tech as well as stealth force. Wheeljack does a lot for Bayverse in the third movie, upgrading the cast to a higher standard of ability. And it's completely insane that they decided to kill off Wheeljack in the same movie. In the fourth movie, Cybertronians are being hunted and then dismantled, and humans are turning their stuff into Cybertronian stuff, so that their Cybertronian fake stuff can hurt Cybertronians. This was shown outright when Galvatron's body was created and then Megatron took over, so that while Megatron was the combatant, it was the human design of his body that allowed him to do more. In the fifth movie, that's when we're finally given the big scope. Unicron is Earth. Essentially, it's taking the lore of Transformers Prime and just transplanting it into Bayverse in a really awkward way. It's basically saying humans are lesser Cybertronians in DNA since they are quite literally the blood of Unicron. Everything on Earth, whether it's animals, mammals, trees, wood, you name it, all of it comes from Unicron directly. So regardless on how much you want to debate that affects humanity and the planet as a whole, the point is that humanity in essence is partially Cybertronian. So any essence of it being grounded or realistic should be thrown out of the window, along with the fact that Cybertronians are able to make higher dimensional tech. Like, come on now, let's be real. The last point I'll make is that Ghost constantly misrepresents the storytelling of Bayverse. Let's say the Star Harvester blew up Earth. Let's say a Cybertronian in a single punch blew up Earth. Let's say anything of any substantial content that would have any attacking force or destroying force just blew up the planet. In the Bayverse movies, the Earth is always at stake of being invaded or conquered by the Decepticons. If the Decepticons had the destructive capacity, not just the attack potency to level the planet in a single hit, there'd be no purpose to bring those characters to Earth, because Earth would be destroyed anyway. There'd be no story, it would be terrible, there would be no engagement, there would be nothing. This is why in fictional universes, the author or authors have to cap how much you can destroy in a single hit versus how much damage you're actually able to do. When you actually read the entirety of Devastator's guidebook page, it's more or less saying that Devastator has the greatest surface area destruction in Bayverse. What it's not saying is he somehow surpasses the Fallen. The storytelling in Bayverse is that the destructive capacity would demonstrate immediate danger, while the attack potency you have would reflect how strong you are. Once people understand this stuff more and more, it will become much easier to convince the average viewer of how strong people are in fiction. Instead, stuff like this happens all the time, where we show scans and never show context, and then we always wonder why people contest the other side all the time. In conclusion, there's a lot more I could offer as criticisms, but I'm not looking to come off as biased, so I'll just leave it here. If you guys would like more content like this, please like, share, and subscribe because that would be amazing and does a lot for my channel. And you guys are amazing when you do it, and I don't expect you to do it ever. And the fact that you do it to begin with means a lot to me. So, if we can get to 3,000 subs, I will make a video on Unicron versus the Witness. Make no mistake. But anyway, that's all I had to say. Have a good one, and Ghost, if you ever want to discuss this, please let me know. I'm just not going to make debunk after debunk after debunk because that's boring. So, I'll see y'all later. Bye.